All right, we should be recording. Yes, we've got Kieran on. How are we doing? Okay, welcome to the Ginger Podcast. This is episode 3. We have got our second guest on the Ginger Podcast. It's Kieran. How are you doing, Kieran? We've all seen it.
Man.
Do watch our if we do watch our what's it, the bodybuilding British Banter Off podcast, you all know him from there here. But yeah. So today we're here to talk about bodybuilding, everything bodybuilding, what's going on, a bit about Kieran, what's he doing, and topics around bodybuilding and some amateur bodybuilders, as you guys have all seen in the last one. Kieran, have you finished your food?
I've still got quite a bit left there, but it's fine.
We'll let him munch while he just, because we all know how important food is for bodybuilding, all about growth. So I would be a bad bodybuilder if I didn't support Kieran eating while through the podcast, because otherwise he might shrink into a ball, and then it'd be my fault, the reason why he's not Mr. Olympia 2030. Okay, introduce yourself, Kieran. Let the people know who you are, what you're about, and how much Trenbolone you take. Your bodybuilder.
Condensed answer?
Come on, let people know about yourself.
So, when I was like 14, I started lifting weights because I got used to get bullied. Typical one for a skinny little kid. So, because what people forget is that I've gotten taller, I've not gotten shorter. So when I post photos on my Instagram from like way back when I was skinny, I was shorter than I am now. So I was maybe like 5'5", 5'4". So yeah, so started lifting weights in my room at like 14. Joined then when I was about 15. Joined the local leisure centre gym. When I joined, it was actually pretty decent. I had some pretty decent stuff. And then it would have been like 6 to 7 months shy of my 17th birthday. A local bodybuilding gym opened up in Peebles. So I live in the Scottish borders. So I joined there and just it went from training like chest, shoulders, and arms with deadlifts and shrugs 4 times a week to like a proper regimen of like chest, shoulders, legs, back, arms, doing things properly. And I think it was in like February. The guys that were running the gym, Simon Swanston and Willie Thompson, they were doing the Mr. Scotland show. They were dieting down, and I'd seen the flyers for that, and I kind of like, me being me, I was asking questions about it, and I was getting more and more into like training into bodybuilding, realizing like this is what I like. So I asked Willie, because he was like, he's the one that had more knowledge about it, what he thought about me competing then for that show. So that's back in 2013. So I did the under 17s. So the first show I did was the under 21s. It was the Muscle Access under 21s, which is now the IFBA Loch Gelly Classic, I think. That's what the show's called.
Cool. Some crazy names up in Scotland.
Yeah. So I came third in that class when I was 16. I actually beat 2 guys that were like 20, 19, 20. Like I was not like, I had like some delt striations, but I had like no shape to me. I was like a good physique.
Yeah.
Boy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I won a bodybuilder, so I did that, and then I won the under 17s junior Mr. Scotland. Sadly, I was the only person in that class.
That's right. Really?
I mean, the main aim that year for me competing was to get on stage and to enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. And that's why I tell, like, because obviously I'm a PT and I coach people. When people ask me about competing, even if they're like 28, 27, quite late onto their training, the first years you compete should be about enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what people forget, in my humble opinion. Anyway, so fast forward to 2016, that's when I did like my first proper prep. So obviously by then I'd start using stuff. So I did the Zach Can Classic. So UKB Fest show.
Yeah? Zach King, where was that held?
Oh, St Albans. So funny story.
I went to the St Albans show and watched that of 2017. Would it have been?
Would have been year before
2017.
that. It was year before that.
I watched that show. You trekked all the way from Scotland.
Yeah.
Exactly in Canada. Fuck.
Funny story. So I'd picked the show. I can be quite thick sometimes and just like assume shit's gonna be alright. But like, what would be the word? I'm not a realist.
Okay.
If that makes sense, like I'm a bit of a dreamer. So I just gonna like just do stuff and hope for the best. So I started dieting for the show, and then when I was booking tickets and booking everything for it, I was at St Albans. Where is this place? I realised it's outside London.
It's right near where I live.
Yeah, I was like, oh fuck, that's fucking treks. And then looked at trains. And this was like 3 weeks out of the show.
Oh.
So like there was no pulling out. And then my girlfriend at the time and I were going on holiday like the week after. So I couldn't do a show after. So I was just like, fuck it, gotta do this show. So we flew down from Edinburgh to Luton.
Yeah.
On the Friday? Yeah. Saturday morning. And then like tanned and stuff up in the room. And stayed in that hotel. I think it was like an Ibis or something, and it was a fucking piss take. Like I'd booked the hotel room and had asked for like a microwave or at least access to a microwave and bits and bobs like that. And I was assured like if there wasn't a microwave in my room, I'd be able to get access to it. So like when we're checking in, I was asking about these things and like, oh no, we don't do that. And I was like, look, I'll pay you 50 quid if you let me cook some potatoes.
Yeah.
Just if you cook me some plain fucking potatoes, and they completely refused.
Oh,
like literally every single thing I had, like I was meant to eat. The last 24 hours of that show just went out the window.
Really?
Yeah. So, like, I've had a lot of mistakes with actual just show day. Like the last 2 days of shows.
Where did you place that show? Where did you place that show?
I came second.
You came second. Was it a big?
It was actually quite a big class. There's 4 or 5 of us.
Who won it?
I've got him on it. Facebook. Hold on. He's not competed since.
Oh, is he not? Oh, he was a 1-inch wonder.
Yeah. Well, he did. He was pretty big, and he wasn't crazy shredded because he did the weekend before, and did the English Grand Prix, and I think Jamie Durago beat him.
Fucking hell! He was a junior back then, was he?
Yeah, mate. This is 2016.
Jesus, and that's just what you're a veteran. You're a veteran to the amateur bodybuilding. That's some crazy shit.
I can't remember his name. That's it. Davidis Jursa. So David Jursa.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Like he's a big fucking lad.
Cool.
Like he's taller than me, so he's like 5'10".
Yeah.
Yeah. And then so went on holiday, came back, and then did the 2016 British Finals. No idea where I placed. Not a fucking clue. That was the.
Who won that? Who won that? Yeah.
The guy Rob Taylor used to come coach. Aziz. That was the second year Aziz won.
Yeah, what is he? Junior?
Yes, a second UKBFF junior title.
And who else was at the finals with you? Who else? Who's a name who was at that final?
Guy Chardon.
Was he? Was he junior?
Yeah, he came second that show.
Fuck. Was it UK BFF?
Yeah. I don't think who else. There's some other big name, I can't remember. I remember backstage trying to like chat to Aziz and stuff, and he must have just looked at me like I'm a fucking peasant.
Really?
Yeah, that didn't sit down well with me, in my opinion, but that's what it's.
Did they pinned you off?
Yeah, but I mean, like at the time I was like a fucking pencil. Like I thought I was big because the thing with Scotland is the standard of bodybuilding in Scotland is really low, like really low. Just if you just break it down to numbers, just a statistic game. The amount of people that live in England and Wales compared to Scotland, it's like 25 million to 5 million. So
yeah, definitely.
So like, and Edinburgh's not crazy big for bodybuilding. So I was a pretty big guy for Edinburgh at 1920. So I was going down to the British thinking, fucking, I'm leaner than I was at the Zach Can. I came second and nearly beat some big cunt. I'm going to be like top 6. I go backstage, I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
I've never felt that small and just like I shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
Just like, because it's like, this is when GKPFF was really fucking big.
Yeah.
So, like, in the junior class, there's 28 of us.
Fucking hell, man.
Yeah. So, I was standing backstage just like, I don't fucking deserve to be here. Fuck this.
Yeah.
And this is the funniest story I like. So, on finishing, because I didn't really have any expectations, I was quite buzzing just to compete. So, I was running out the back, because juniors was the first one on, and I run into Luxando. Yeah. But this is before he was big on social media.
So he was Luke Sando. This is the year he won, right?
Yeah. So this is the year he won a pro card. But like he was a complete and utter dark horse. I think at the time he only had like 10, maybe 12,000 followers on Instagram.
Okay.
It wasn't because I remember going over posing a couple weeks out from that British with Andy Scott, my coach now, and he mentioned the name Luxando. And I was like, what the fuck's that? So I went on his Instagram, found him, and followed him, but he was only like, he did not have a lot of followers.
No.
Don't hold me to that, like, I don't know the exact number, but...
And then so you ran over to Luke Sando, what happened?
No, I ran into him.
You ran into him?
I actually, walked into his arm, like, fucking head hit shoulder or something. And I was like, sorry. Because the backstage was fucking crowded as fuck.
Yeah.
I was chatting away. I was like, "Oh wait, you're Luxando." Started chatting to him.
What did he say? That's just a cool story. Karen, what did he say?
It wasn't a long conversation. Like it wasn't a long conversation.
But, he's a big name. He's a big. Luke Sando's a big he's massive worldwide personality. He's personality for British bodybuilding. One of them. You know what I mean? Him and Nathan. So what did you say to little Kieran back in the day?
He was like, "Have you just competed?" I was like, "Yeah, just in the juniors." And I was like, "Have you got any advice for me?" And I was like, genuinely, because I said, I was like, have you got any advice? And I was like, but don't just tell me it's consistency and it's just eating the food and training. I was like, because I'm already doing that, but there's different variants of doing that.
Yeah.
You can train differently. Do you get what I mean?
All right, yeah, I understand.
So he turned around to me and said, look up DC training, I got to go. So I was like, all right, cool. Didn't really pay much attention to it because I was just like, whatever. And then went and got food. So went to like Five Guys, and then this is when the Donut Co. was called the Real Nottingham Donut Company.
Yeah.
Got like big tray donuts on. This is when girlfriend at the time had driven down, and then so we're driving back up the road. 4 or 5 hour drive. I'm like, ate bunch of fucking donuts, and it gets to like 6, 7 o'clock. And my mate Ormy that was in the back was like, "Oh, have you checked who's won? Look, Xander won his pro card."
Yeah.
I was like, that's class. It looks fucking awesome. And my missus is like, "Is that not the guy you just walked into?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, yeah, it is." And she was like, "What did he say to you?" And I was like, "To look up DC training." And she was like, "Well, have you?" I was like, "No." So just started trying to learn as much as I could.
Yeah. That's an old school approach, isn't it? That's a really old school, bumping into the biggest guy in the room and just saying, "Mate, what are you doing? How are you training?"
That's what. Before I go off on a tangent, because we do this in our podcast all the time.
Yeah.
That's what fucks me off so much in this day and age of bodybuilding and the fitness industry and gyms.
Yeah.
Because when I started, I only started in 2012, 2013. That wasn't that long ago, but in terms of social media and the fitness industry, it was fucking yonks ago.
Yeah.
Genuinely yonks ago. Because what I try to remember people was the first show I did was 2013. So what's that, 5 years ago?
Is it? I don't know. Longer than that, right? Yeah.
6 years ago. 6 years ago. 6 years ago. I don't know.
You tell me. Go
anyway, so I remember doing that show and not knowing a single thing. I'm trying to find like posing trunks. And I googled posing trunks, bodybuilding UK posing trunks. And the only site that popped up was like urban gym wear gasp ones. So like when I got into it, it wasn't even that big on the internet,
No.
social media and stuff. And so when I got into it, in the gym I trained at, I would always ask the biggest guys and the bigger guys and the stronger guys what they're doing.
Yeah.
And compare it to what I'm not doing and fill in the blanks.
I have a similar story about getting bigger. I can vouch for the same thing. The biggest guy in the gym was about 25 stone. He was lifting the heaviest fucking weights. I just said, I said, I want to get bigger to him. And he said, oh, how much are you eating? I said, 4 meals a day. And he goes, oh, you need to eat more than that, mate. And I go, how many are you eating? He goes, about 8. So I go, fuck it, I'm going to eat 10. So I'm just like, just, you know what I mean? There was no education behind it. And then obviously I learned about how much I should eat, etc. My calories, how to figure out calories. And then I went from there. But I still was a fat bastard because I was used to eating 10 meals. So I just carried on eating fucking shit. But that was the thing. Right, moving on. So a bit about you. Obviously, a seasoned vet in the amateur bodybuilding, started very young, and have some fucking funny stories behind yourself. Wicked. All right, so what I want to move on to is: do you have a job? Or are you a full-time bodybuilder?
It feels like it, but no. So let me finish chewing.
And finish his gains. He needs to get that protein in. He's overdone his chicken. You know you've overdone your chicken when you have to chew it more than 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, done.
You're a fast eater, man. I eat slow as fuck.
It's always, man, I'm fucking waffling.
I'm so shit at that. I can't eat fast.
Oh,
anyway.
Fat bastard, that's why.
What was the question?
It was, do you have a job?
So, yeah, I've been PTing since 2015. Pretty much after I competed the first time, I knew that I wanted to be involved in the fitness industry, so I choose the subjects I needed to do to get into college, do PT at college, did PTing at college. Started PTing in 2015, pretty much doing it ever since. I started coaching this time last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've only gotten really busy the past 7 months with it.
Okay.
Give or take. I'm making pretty decent money now with it. I've got about 10 PT clients and about 8 to 9, 10 online clients.
Oh,
so steady.
You're working while doing this. Let me before you start telling everyone how much you earn, etc. You want to keep that private.
Yeah.
Before we get too into your job, what I'm trying to ask is, how do you find the balance between trying to work and bodybuild? Do you find that you have that balance sorted?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have it sorted. You don't.
I find it. I think it's because I genuinely think it's because it's all I've done since I was 16. This is all I've done. All I've known is a pretty simple life of training, eating, either having a job when I was still in school of working as a waiter or KP or working on a farm and then my private life, which is usually summed up in a girlfriend.
Yeah.
So I've never been that guy that's got a lot on. So as soon as
you choose to use your time to utilize that time towards what you love doing. That's bodybuilding. So if you have spare time, it's probably prepping food or designing client stuff or thinking about more bodybuilding oriented stuff. Correct?
Yeah.
And I think that's brilliant. That's awesome. So you don't find being a PT, as I've been a PT before myself, PT throughout university, found PT really fun. Did find PT really taxing compared to the job I have now. And obviously I do exercise classes, but I found doing exercise classes and S&C classes so much easier than having just pure PT. How did you find the being in prep while trying to personal train? Because I think a lot of people who are personal trainers or who go into bodybuilding think that personal training is a good avenue to go down to be able to have a lot of time to bodybuild. Would you agree or would you disagree on that? Or would you say you need, you know what I mean? You maybe need to find a
I would
different
agree
way.
that a lot of people. I would agree that a lot of people would think that because I was one of them.
Yeah.
But to be like a really successful PT, like not doing any online coaching, nothing of that, you to bring home like a lot of money a month, you got to be doing like 40 hours plus a week.
Yeah.
30, 40 hours. That's a lot of time. Because people forget it's not just a 9 to 5 job.
Yeah.
People forget that. So
You're not going to do 8 hour shift and then you're going to be able to go home.
no,
You're going to have
because
to.
you're doing an 8 hour shift in a gym, and then you're not going to want to train in that gym. I don't know. Like I don't do that many hours actually PT. Maybe do 15, 18 hours PT in a week. Like I'm quite lucky that I've got my coaching on the side of it.
Yeah.
So I can make money from that. So not actually having to do crazy amount of hours. So I can maneuver my clients around myself.
Okay.
So that it suits me and my whatever I'm doing in my life, like bodybuilding, whatever.
All right.
You know what I mean?
So you would that's pretty interesting you say that.
In prep,
this is what I'm going to go on to right now. So what about in prep? How was you finding personal training? Because if anyone has done personal training will know that it's taxing, that it's not you're not being going to be able to escape to get coffee halfway through with your client. You're not going to be able to escape and sit down. You need to be active, and you need to be exciting. You need to be motivational. You need to come on, let's go, because that's going to rub off onto someone else. And sometimes when you're in prep, it's hard. Go on.
I'm quite lucky in the fact that a lot of my clients I've had whenever I've prepped understand it.
Yeah.
So the days when I'm a bit low on energy, they'll like load the bars, and I'll just have to like tell them what we're doing, and I'll just share with them.
Yeah.
I've obviously had not every client's been like that. So like the clients that I do have to like try harder with and be more personable with, they are harder, especially in prep, because the days when you're just like can't be fucked,
Yeah.
you're just tired and you're hungry, and you just want to get the day over and done with, and they're asking you stupid questions. It's hard to like
not lash.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm quite lucky. Like all the PT clients I have now are all really enjoyable to work with.
Okay, that's good.
Really enjoyable to work with, so I don't have to worry about anyone missing a session off the program or not turning up or not putting a good effort in, like not putting a shift in.
Would you say you're are you a freelance personal trainer? So you're just 100%.
Yeah, I pay my rent and I just do my own hours.
Do you have to do hours for the gym, or do you have to pay a rent?
Pay rent and then I just do whatever hours with my clients. I am starting college in like 2 weeks.
All right, so you're going back to learn, do some education.
Yeah, so I'm doing sports massage for a year. So my whole plan with education is to do sports massage for a year, go into uni to do sports science, get a degree, and then go into physiotherapy as a postgrad or maybe a master's. Because when bodybuilding is all said and done, and I'm 40, I don't want to be still standing in gyms counting reps of people doing sets. I don't want to be personal training late into my 30s.
You might love it. You might be doing some celebrities by then.
Fuck that, no. I want to. If you're good at it, obviously with anything, if you're good at it and you're smart, with physiotherapy, that's where I want to go into.
So you've actually got more interest towards physiotherapy than personal training now?
You're still working with the body, you're still working in some form of the fitness industry, but it's a different kettle of fish. Plus, with physiotherapy, you can do so much with it. You can work with sports teams, you can work with
it's true.
Trauma victims, you can work with car crash victims, you can work in a clinic.
So okay, that's pretty interesting. I like that. So next, let's go hit these questions. All right, this is what I want to ask you. So, what's your short-term goals and what's your long-term goals? Let's start with short-term goals. Bounce them off each other. Let me just know what yours are. Let me just see what you think your short-term goals are, what you want to achieve in the next, let's say, next 3 to 5 years.
That's not short term.
Yeah, short term. So, what do you think you're going to do? All right. What is your short-term goals then? And then hit me with.
I'd say short-term goals like anywhere between 6 to 12 months. No.
All right. So 6 to 12 months. What do you want to achieve? Okay. Go on.
Are we talking bodybuilding? Or are we talking life? Or are we talking
We're talking about bodybuilding, and we're talking more about bodybuilding, and you can hit some life ones up as well, and you can bounce them off each other.
So, bodybuilding in the next 6 months, I want to pull a 300 deadlift for 6.
You're talking very, very short-term goals. Next week, right?
Fuck that, no. I pulled 280 on Monday for 4 and it's fucked me.
It's written you off. Yeah.
Fuck it, dude, I feel like I've been hit by a fucking train. But one of those big trains that's like 2 levels of passengers and it's got like 10 carriages of fucking timber behind it.
We've got, you want to pull 300
for 6. I'd like to be benching 160 on incline comfortably.
Benching 160
comfortably.
Free weight bench press, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. 160 comfortably, as in for 1 rep, or?
No. I can get like it for 5 at the moment, but like they're a shady 5.
You want 8 to 10?
Yeah, but like when you watch it, you're like, motherfucker, that's pretty decent.
All right, okay.
You
want to look with your shades on, with your flat cap on at 160. Go on.
I'd like all the PT clients I've got, or all the coaching clients I've got that are planning to compete early next year to do well.
That's a nice client. That's a really nice one for your clients.
But like, if a client's paying you money, you're putting a lot of effort into it. You know what I'm talking about. You're a coach.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
If you're a good coach, you care about your fucking clients, man.
Of course, pastoral care. You've got to care for your clients. That's a big thing. But maybe we should touch up on that. That's what a lot of people don't realise about being a coach. But let's go. So that short-term goals. Any other short-term goals you want to hit up?
To definitely get into uni, because this college year is dependent on me getting into uni.
All right, definitely get into uni. Long-term goals. Hit me up. Take so much tremble on your hair falls out.
Own a gym.
Own a gym. That's cool. That's one of mine.
Own a gym. Get a pro card. If I get a pro card and I'm one of the shittest pros on the planet, I couldn't give a fuck.
But you're a pro.
This is genuinely what people forget. Is like, when I was younger, when I was 16, I told myself, I love bodybuilding. One day I'm going to get a pro card. And I remember the guy that ran the gym that trained down here, Simon, turned around and was like, what, would you not want to do anything after that? Would you not want to go to the Olympia? I turned around to him and was like, look, Simon, I'm a 5'6", white, blonde, skinny kid.
Yeah.
I know there's a ceiling on my potential. I didn't think I'd get this big. I didn't think I'd get this big or go as far as I've already have. So if I got a pro card, I'm happy. Anything on top of that is fucking ice on the cake. Cracking.
Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah. And any other long-term goals?
It's cringy and it's cliche, but to have like a wife and kids and dogs.
That's a good.
It's so cliche. It's so cliche.
That's a good long-term goal. I like that one. So
you're gonna have other people being like, I want to be fucking huge. I want to be taking like 9 grams of fucking train. And you're people want this. Like, you want a fucking wife? What the fuck?
Just go watch Tony Huge or get fucking one of these shit coaches. They would load you up with 9 grams a year when you ain't changing. That's a good one.
Tony Huge, not Tony Huge. Someone on Instagram. Forgot to tell you about this. He sent me a message asking if I wanted to be in his like gear chat.
What?
Yeah. The anabolic barbell.
Oh no! I want to be. I had a message.
But you'd recognise the guy's face. Hold on.
It's gonna get exposed. Oh, that was. I've seen that. That's the same dude. That guy. He messaged me saying, "Do you want to be in a blah 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 chat?"
Yeah, free anabolic coaching chat.
right?
We have over 30,000 members.
And I said, my coach is Jordan Peters, and he didn't reply. All I saw was the scene there. I was like, dude, no, I don't need to be educated on anabolics by you. $6.99, Jordan Peters. I just pay him for fucking for coaching. You know what I mean? He knows all the shit. I don't need to be fucking loaded with it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant. That is brilliant. So we've got your long-term goals were, let's just go. So cliche, kids and wife.
And dogs.
Pro card. What was the last one?
A gym.
And own your own gym. That's brilliant.
The thing is, I don't want a gym to make myself money and to have a business.
To have a
It's not to make myself money or anything like that. It's not no business goals or anything. I want a gym so I can train in a place that's got all the kit I want. Because I'm fucking sick of training in gyms where the kit's shit.
Shit kit. Yeah, I didn't know exactly the same feeling. So this is a cool question. So this is what I'm going to ask. So your short-term goals and your long-term goals. What is your strategy to make those dreams, those goals achievable? What is your strategy that you put in place? What are you doing now that the viewer listening now can literally take from this and go, that's a really good way to look at things, or strategy to take stuff head on that they can use to go and achieve their dreams? So this is a big question. This might blow your tits right off because you may not be thinking this shit, but I'm blowing your shit right now. So what is the strategy for you to achieve these dreams, these not dreams, maybe goals, these targets that you have set that are written on your fridge?
In terms of the pro card, just slowly moving up the ladder. Whether I compete next year or not, whenever the next time I compete is, I'll be in the Mr. classes, so I won't be getting beaten by tall fuckers anymore.
Yeah.
And with that, it's literally just working myself up the ladder till I'm a name in amateur bodybuilding, like your Rob Taylor, your Harry Harris, your Andy Scott.
Earn your
that. Like, I'm not going to be one of these little wank stains. I'm not going to name names, but they're our age and they're absolute little dirt in the shoe, expecting a fucking pro card.
So you're not going to be jumping into 2 pro qualifiers anytime soon?
No.
Absolutely not. And I totally agree on that. Let's just highlight what you just said there about look, if you're a junior bodybuilder, or if you're an amateur bodybuilder, look at yourself in the mirror, compare yourself to the professional bodybuilders, the people who are just turning pro. Get someone to tell you the truth who's going to be dead honest when they're comparing you to, or you're comparing yourself. Literally, don't waste your money trying to do a 2 bros qualifier if you are not ready to go pro, because you are wasting money.
What people forget, like, I competed against Cooper. In 2017, I competed against Cooper, right?
Yeah.
That year, he won. That was the junior show he won. 2 or 3 weeks after that, he did a heavyweight show, the UKBFF show. Yeah. He won that. So he beat, at like 23, he beat like men. He beat men, veterans of this sport. And then he went on to the British and won the junior British and then the heavyweight British. He won 2 British titles in the same fucking day.
It's crazy.
The next year, he's 24, he turned pro. But it wasn't his first fucking time. It wasn't his first pro show he turned pro at. It was like his 3rd or 4th.
Yeah.
And that is our best, that was at the time our best junior amateur bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Unless you're at that level.
And
unless you're at that level, or like Aziz, unless you're at that level where you're winning, like, where you're walking a junior show, don't even fucking think about doing a pro card show. And I'm sorry, but there's people that have only just beaten me with the skin of their teeth.
Yeah.
Thinking they're going to get a pro card. It's like, all right, cool. If you get a pro card this year, happy days, well done. You're now the shittest pro on the planet. You got to take 2-3 years off just to build your physique, just to be competitive. What's the point in that?
So you don't want to be, so moving on to your strategy, you don't want to be one of these guys who get a pro card on a fluke and then they have to wait and build themselves up before they can do anything with this pro card for at least 4 years, something stupid like that.
Yeah, like ideally, I always told myself, if I get a pro card, it'll be when I'm like late 20s, early 30s.
Okay, but that's realistic, right?
That's what I told. That's what I told myself when I was like,
in pros. Look at the most, people like who are the pros. They show the transformation, and they go 11 years, and they turned pro like 2 years prior. So it's 8 years of hard work that you've got to do, and these guys are genetically freakish. So you've got to be. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, so that's your strategy for that. What about your other strategies?
With the gym, if I'd like for that to happen, I'd probably do it when I'm like later 30s, hopefully in a job from working as like a physio and obviously doing PTing on the side still and coaching, and by then obviously after going to college next year doing sports massage, and I just slowly save up money.
Yeah. Okay. So that's,
like I wouldn't want a big place. I wouldn't want something over 10,000 foot.
Yeah.
I'd literally want a place for people like myself to come and train. Like the gym I started at down here in Peebles is the type of gym I want. Like a community where everyone knows everyone.
Yeah. So some people can feel at home there.
Yeah.
Would you want to have your gym before a pro card, or would that be something that you would want when you got your pro card?
I'd like to be able to train in that gym the year I got a pro card, if that makes sense.
All right, so you would like it before. So okay. So I mean,
like in a perfect world, yeah.
And we're talking about if it was certain, etc. So before anyone gets the fucking wrong picture, and then any other goals, strategies that you want to discuss that you think are relevant right now?
In terms of the wife stuff, now.
No, well, no, like your other goals. So your goals of like your clients, you want to meet, so also that you want to pull your weights, etc. Arms are looking good, bro.
Oh yeah. So like my deadlifts and stuff, yeah, that'll just. I know I'll get that.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay.
Just from the natural progression of how my deadlift's been going. Like in the past month, I went from pulling past like 4 to 6 weeks. I went from doing like a 267 for 6 to 280 for 4.
Yeah.
So, and that's a month, and that's about what, 12 kilo.
What about strategies getting a wife and kids? Tinder.
Tinder. I'll get on that elite singles.
I haven't heard of this. I've got a girlfriend. We've been going out for a few years. So, what's this? Elite singles.
It's one of those dating websites. It's on the TV. I'm not on it before people hear this, and they're like, "Oh Christ, he's on that dating one." Nah, I've seen it ages ago.
What's that one for old people? What's that one for old people? There's one for old people, and it's like, it's not like Match.com. It's the other one. It's like the middle-aged version of Match.com. It's for like middle-aged. What's it called? No. Fuck knows. So someone in the comments will hopefully tell us what it is. But that's fucking funny. All right. So your strategy to get a wife is go on a dating website.
Very much.
Pretty much. Happy days. All right. This is the last question I'm going to ask you because I've basically just kept you up way too long, and you're probably getting up to your next meal, even though you've just eaten. I want to ask you these questions. All right. So I'm going to ask you, who is your top favorite bodybuilders of all time who influenced you? So remember that big word, influence. I also want to ask you who are your top influencers, and then I'm going to ask. So they might be the same people. It might be a few different people. Then I'm going to ask you your top favorite amateur bodybuilding. Who are your people who you go on Instagram and they motivate you? So let's start with bodybuilders. Who are your top favorite bodybuilders? Top 3
of all time.
Of all time that motivate you, that influence you. That
motivate me.
So if you look at their picture or you look at their old videos, they're like inspiration to you.
In no order, because all 3 fucking give me a boner to train.
Okay.
And there's actually 4 of them.
Okay, let's go. I'll allow you 4.
But I'll explain them.
Come on then.
So, Flex Lewis.
Yes.
Dallas.
Yes.
Luke Sandel.
Obviously.
And JP. Flex and JP, purely because they're short and I'm short, so I can relate.
All right.
Especially with JP because I train the way he does.
Okay.
So I can relate to that. But with Flex Lewis, I've got, before people like start fucking messaging me and saying like, you're chatting shit, you look shit, blah 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 blah. With Flexless, I've had a couple of judges say I've got a similar shape.
That's a big compliment. That's a nice compliment.
Very, very good compliment. It's a very nice compliment. I'm not saying it. Judges have said it before
There we
people
go.
start picking up on me. So that's why I can relate.
Fucking bash his inbox. Go on.
With Dallas, purely his work ethic.
Yeah. All right.
And the weights he just lifted. It's just fucking stupid.
And he was fucking crazy strong and crazy big.
It's just, yeah, and it's just how positive he was. Like, I met him that time he was over here at Body Power. And he's just so fucking nice and so just
Yeah.
a good cunt.
Yeah, good guy.
And then we'll look, like I coached with him for a whole year. He's fucking hilarious. He's one of my, he will always go down as one of my favourite bodybuilders. Like, of all time. His shape's fucking wacky. The way he trains is just nuts. And he's funny. Like, he's not a cunt.
Yeah.
Like, he's not a cunt where he's crazy arrogant, but then he's not, like, got nothing to say.
Yeah.
Like some bodybuilders where, like, you know the ones I'm on about.
Yeah.
Like, they'll do a YouTube video, and they'll just be like, so this is meal 1, I have this, and then I have meal 2, and this is what I have for meal 2, and now I'm going to train, and I'm going to do 4 sets of this on this grip, and then I'm going to, it's like,
Yeah.
hell, man.
You
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I see you mean. All right.
That's the next question.
And then the other one is, who are your fucking hell? I'm dying now. Who are your top influencers? So this may be the same people, but people who influence you, who motivate you.
Simon that got me into training, the gym.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. He's like a dad to me. Anytime I need what's the word? Like honest opinion.
Yeah.
I'll go to him. Influences. Phil Heath.
Phil Heath.
Surprisingly, because when I was younger, I think would have been about 16, just before I started competing. I remember I was in WH Smith with my dad, and he was buying like some fishing magazine or something, and I saw Flex, and it had Phil on the cover. I can actually remember what photo it is, but I'd have to find it.
Yeah.
And he just looked fucking crazy. Like, at the time, I didn't know anything about steroids. At the time, I didn't know anything about fucking creatine or anything like that. I had no idea. It was probably like a year before I competed. But I just thought, fucking hell, how can the body look like that? It just boggled my mind. Genuinely. I was just like, I thought it was like mutated or something. I was like, how the fuck can someone look like that?
Yeah.
So, well, like, when I first started training, he was probably one of the people I looked up to at the time.
Pretty cool. Anyone else who influenced you?
Probably Luke. After
Luke's again.
Yeah, probably just because of he was the one that kind of put me on to like DC training, and then I coached with him for a long time.
I like that. I respect this so much that you bumped into him. You knew who he was through someone mentioning him when he was amateur, and little to have a little following coming on for himself, to then going on to like bumping into him and being like, holy shit, and him just saying, DC training, I've got to go. Then it was like having this, you coached with him and that's pretty fucking crazy.
Well, like, it was actually a year later. It would have been a year later I started coaching with him.
That's kind of crazy.
So.
That's kind of crazy. And then moving on, last question I'm going to ask you before your belly starts rumbling. Your top favourite amateur bodybuilders right now?
Andy Scott, purely because he's my coach, but he's just nutty. And he's cleaned up this year, and I hope he keeps cleaning up because it just...
what we just said about building yourself a CV of bodybuilding, then going for your pro card. If you don't follow Andy Scott, please do, and go check him out. I know we're plugging him to shit right now, but literally, he's just a perfect example we can give of someone who's an amateur
Like
cleaning up, and then literally he is at the point in time now where I reckon would next year go for pro card.
yeah.
Go for
I know I'm not the only only person and client that's trying to bait him to do it. So
yeah. I think he's a very clever guy though. Who,
oh, he's a genius. He's
just like on
for us as young amateurs to look at how he's done it
yeah.
is like a blueprint in my opinion.
His flow of his body is insane. He has brilliant flow. There's loads of muscle on that frame. He looks awesome, and I think has just some crazy classic style to him. Yet he looks like a bodybuilder.
Well,
like Luke, I feel like a bit similar to Luke.
Yeah,
but on a bit smaller scale.
It's quite funny. Every time he's had like a shout out on like some of the bodybuilding pages that shout people out, people comment be like, "Oh, he's the next Fleck Lewis. He's the next 212," and he comments being like, "Nah, I'm like 5'9", 5'10".
Yeah,
I think he's taller than that actually. He's a class 1, so probably like 5'11".
Yeah, so he's a bit taller than me.
Yeah. Rob Taylor, purely because he should be a pro.
Yeah.
But he's not. Like, how he is on social media with the kind of gangster talk and stuff, that's not me, that's not who I am.
Yeah.
Like, listen, like, I'm like a white Caucasian. Like, I listen to country music and metal. Do you get what I mean? I'll never get all that, like, shit talking stuff. But him as a bodybuilder and him as a man, like, he's just pure fucking work ethic.
Couldn't fucking put it. Like, you see his work ethic in his gym as well. His gym looks amazing. Yeah. The music, everything looks buzzing going on. Rob Taylor definitely is one of my top amateurs right now, and I don't like saying that he's an amateur because in my eyes, like, you look at him, you think professional.
He could jump on the 212 stage this year and do damage.
I would love him to do and win his pro card this year. I think he's doing a pro qualifier. I think it's a professional. I think it is for a pro card.
Yeah, I know he's doing the Watford show.
Yeah, I would love him to get his pro card this year. Guy couldn't deserve any more. But yeah, work ethic. He does. Remember doing my prep and being like, right, let's watch some stories or something after I've done my stories, and then he would have been up doing his cardio.
He's crazy fucking strong as well, but he trains that way with volume.
Crazy strong.
Like, I couldn't train that way.
Oh, mate, the guy's crazy. The guy is literally an anomaly. He's just and he just looks like a great. I've met him, and he was he was fucking huge, short, huge, down to earth, proper geezer. Like I remember seeing him in the gym. He was blinged up. I was like, this guy's a real G with calves the size of fucking tree trunks. That's crazy. But they're like cartoony, just round, perfect. Like anyway, brilliant. And then any other top amateur bodybuilders that you influence you right now?
Does Jordan Peters count? Because he's an amateur.
He is an amateur.
Let me think.
He is an amateur though, isn't he?
Josh Kingsley.
Yeah.
Purely because he doesn't influence me, but I'm a big fan of him.
Yeah.
Purely because he's funny as fuck on social media.
He does all that Instagram shit.
Like, he is fucking hilarious on social media.
Yeah.
But he's exactly what I'm talk about when it comes to bodybuilding. It's like when people's stories are like, this is meal 1, this is meal 2, this is what I do for back, and I'm just like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, we all eat our meals, we all train.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, 100% agree on you.
When you watch his stories and he's just having a fucking laugh and he's just being funny and he's just being laid back. Because at the end of the day, it's bodybuilding. We're standing on stage in little trunks for men to judge us on who looks the best in little trunks.
To be fair though, PCA, there was a woman judge that saw her.
Yeah, fuck off. You know what I mean.
Yeah, I get what you're talking about. Anyway, let's wrap it up there because I've kept you way too long. It's brilliantly having you on. If you don't follow him already, what's your Instagram hold?
I think it's just my name. Hold on. It is Kieran, Kieran _ Milne 96. I don't.
All right. So,
Fucked it. Fucked it.
You fucked it. I think you actually just plugged someone else. There you go. Go follow Kieran. Go see what he's about. Got any messages? Hit him up. Hit him in the comments, and we'll get back to you. But that's been the end of this episode 3. Summed it up. We'll have more guests on. Cheers for coming on, Kieran. Hope you have a good day. And we're wrapping this one up right now. Woo!